So in my opinion, and I'm hoping this is true, we're finally seeing the downfall of Vladimir Putin. Right? The European Union is rallying behind the Zelensky. Because for one particular reason, when Biden and everyone said, hey, flee Kiev, flee the city, they're about to take the city, the cowards, Biden, the Hillary style, flee, lie, tell this, tell that. No, he stood his ground. He held and rallied his people. And while these Russian columns of soldiers and this big time military capable army came in, they popped out of every single direction and knocked out columns of troops. He's taking seriously heavy losses. They're destroying artillery. And Europe is waking up behind this meek, humble comedian, and they're realizing, hey, he's standing up to Putin. While Germany, France, and the UK, and the United States couldn't rally together to stand up to this motherfucker. He stood up on his own, and he's winning the fight. And now they're like, oh yeah, now even Switzerland is jumping into the fight. And they're all, out of their own personal shame, sending equipment to Ukraine to finally put pressure on Russia and finally hitting them with some serious sanctions to destroy the economy. The right thing to do in all reality was to just assassinate Vladimir Putin a long time ago. And I mean, that's a very risky and dangerous thing to do, but, you know, why is his life worth more than all those people that are already dead because of him? Sending young men and women to go die in basically a Russian-speaking country that wanted to, you know, decide their own destiny. Now Vlad is coming, they're coming at him from all sides. It's his downfall. You know, pride cometh before the fall. He went into Ukraine, the strategists, the peacekeeping forces, the neo-Nazis, the separatists. This is ours, this is yours, this is ours, this is yours. He wanted to fight and take Ukraine by aggressive means. Nobody wants to be part of the Russian Empire. There's no Russian Empire. You just got crooks and oligarchs stealing natural resources from 12 time zones. That's all you got over there. You know what I'm saying? And they could never get their shit together. And the population and the populace has a backward mentality. And they're sitting there, you know, watching the news. It's a military operation, bro. You're invading Ukraine from all sides. He thought that he surrounded Ukraine and he's going to come right in. The young men that he sent is not the Wehrmacht of Hitler's Germany. They're sitting here. They don't even know that was indoctrinated to go to war on amphetamines. They're sitting there, they're driving their tanks down a column, and then all of a sudden some Ukrainian that looks just like him, could have been his long-lost third cousin, fires a rocket and destroys him, destroys a whole column of tanks, or shooting off, you know, fighter jets from the sky, or the ghost of Kiev, or whoever the hell is going on out there. So in all reality, all he needed to do is exactly what he did. Stand his ground, rally his people, not flee the city. Hey, flee the city, Zelensky. You could come back after Putin takes it. Disgusting. Left-wing bullshit. It could be right-wing too, but yeah, that's pretty much what it is. And let's take a look at some stuff around the internet. Zelensky's holding his ground. Before he was Ukraine's president, now everybody's up his ass. Before Ukraine this, before Ukraine that, now this, now that. Anything and everything is happening. These guys have a serious message to the Russians, which is, my message is dedicated to Russian troops that aren't burning bodies yet. He tells them, you know exactly what it is. You're marching into Ukraine, into their backyard. You don't know what you're doing. You don't know where you're coming from, and we know that you're coming. Right? You're not going to sit here with millions of residents and you're going to be shot from every fucking window. That's exactly what the fuck he says. Is this what you were? He's the man. He's like, is this what you came to Ukraine? He's like, you guys were freezing in this hovel somewhere and now you're burning in your tanks. And that's really all reality. And that's the reality of delusions that people entertain. He's tough. He's Vladimir Putin. He's the big, bad, tough little shit. And now his fucking, his delusion, and he's just a bully and a sneaky KGB piece of shit. He'll get you when he knows that he's got the leverage of force, and that's that. And he wanted to do a real sneaky in Ukraine, and he failed. He was doing separatist here, he was bleeding out, and now the sanctions, they're not drinking Russian vodka. The damage that he did to Russian people is going to last for generations. Europe is going to rally. I mean, this is going to have... you know, consequences long after he's dead, which I hope is soon. 22 years in power corrupted his mind to think that he could go and march in and take a country of 41 million people like Ukraine and march in and take it, and he couldn't, and he's not gonna, because now they're gonna get all of Europe to rally behind them. And how are you going to beat him now when Germany and everyone and air support, and they're going to be giving him money? You're going to bleed. How many young Russian soldiers do you wish to bleed and die for you? For your empty ambitions in Ukraine, Vlad? And how long will the Russian people be dumb enough to let this type of shit happen? But of course they can't do much because he's arresting all the protesters. It's just, you could see the arrogance in his face, that he thinks he's the man. He put that guy Navalny in jail. He's killing him slowly, tried to poison him, tried to do whatever it is. The arrogance that he thinks, just like a lot of Russians, the arrogance. They think they know. They think that they're right, and they think this, and they go and they march in. I've always seen that arrogance in the Soviet bloc and so on and so forth. I grew up around it. But luckily, these are even Turkey's giving them some drone strikes, and they're figuring out how to use this equipment, and the Russians are just sitting ducks. But now Vlad is sending in Chechnyan armies and this and that to bleed for him. Oh yeah, what a fucking alliance. Chechnyans and Belarus, another little puppet state. The tiniest little countries that are getting taken over, and that Putin is using. Wow, what a major conqueror Napoleon he is. Pride cometh before the fall, and the fall is here.